Monday. Business as usual, I see. I knew a lot of things weren't really going to change on this show. And once again, I see a lot of bullshit on this show. And mostly the past 2 to 3 hours that I've watched it. And of course, we know they're going to Saudi Arabia this Friday. And I'll get to that soon enough. And I could say a little bit more in the kind of a little bit more since the night after Evolution 2. So I can get on that. But when we kicked off the show tonight, this, well, of course, they played last week. Pretty much a video package, Roman talking about his battle with leukemia. But we then kicked it off to Corbin. He pretty much in the ring with the Universal Championship. And, he wished Roman the best in his battle. But he hopes that he does not return back to Raw because he made his professional life difficult. And he said this title looks good on him. That he will never be Universal Champion, Corbin. But as he started talking, Corbin, Brock Lesnar's music hit. Brock came out with Paul Heyman. Corbin interrupted and pretty much started talking, talk about Lesnar versus Strowman and, the crown jewel, but Heyman told him to stop. Heyman did his usual thing, of course, putting this match over, reigning, defending, Brock Lesnar, and that history will be made in 4 days, and that, he will beat Braun Strowman. This is not a prediction. This is a spoiler that's guaranteed, and, he couldn't be more clever of the outcome, if it were predetermined, as he said. And he talked about the Super Bowl and, the Academy Awards. That's how history unfolds. But, everybody's going to watch the Crown Jewel this Friday. That's what they're all going to watch, the Crown Jewel, okay? And pretty much after on, Strowman came out. And after Heyman pretty much said his whole thing. And he told Corbin, this is how you build, I guess, the match then, really. But, you can have your mic back. But pretty much after that whole thing, Braun Strowman came out. He said he's going to become Universal Champion this Sunday. He said Brock's going to get these hands. They were in Charlotte, North Carolina tonight. This was not that bad of a crowd, I will say that. This crowd was a little bit vocal throughout the entire show. They were with Strowman. Strowman was over. They chanted, "Get these hands." Corbin pretty much then tried to block Strowman and Lesnar. Strowman pushed Corbin. Corbin started attacking him. Lesnar started laughing and putting the Universal title over his shoulder and everything. And the fans said one more time. And Lesnar was like, "Come on, do it one more time. Do it one more time." And, Strowman just listened to him, hitting Corbin with multiple power slams. Next thing you know, Lesnar stood behind him, F5. Which feels like, after looking at that, I feel like Strowman won the championship. But, you should have saw that coming when Lesnar was right there, okay? You really should have saw that coming with him being F5 by him. Strowman was able to get up then, pretty much looking at Lesnar. So that was the beginning of the show. And, then they start talking about Ambrose and Rollins, of, people saying, why Dean, why? And let me point this out before I get into the whole Seth and Dean thing. And I feel WWE did this on purpose in a way, so they can get people to stick around for the next 2 hours of the show until we got to the third hour to probably draw more ratings for people to watch. If they were going to make this a big story, which was the biggest story I've come out the end of Monday Night Raw last week, wouldn't you have kicked the show off doing this? Why do you start off with Strowman and Lesnar? If you wanted to talk about the title, we could have saved that near the end, okay? But I'm sure Brock had to get out of it as quick as possible to whatever how much money they paid him and that, or whatever bullshit they go on with that. But if you got such of a big angle and everything with Ambrose and Rollins, you think you would kick off the show hot with these two. You really think this would begin off. But no, you don't. You gotta wait till the third hour for it. Next thing you know, a rematch I don't really want to see. Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor. Lashley and his sidekick Meatwad right there, which he sounds like from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Leo Rush. And I like Leo Rush in the ring, but I will give him one thing. He is able to draw heel heat. People did chant overrated Lashley. People chanted Balor to counter the whole, Rush saying Lashley multiple times. I don't even know people, because I feel like I gotta mute my TV now when Rush talks, just because he says Lashley, 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 Lashley. It's just fucking annoying. It really is. I get, like I said before, I get that's the point, to make him annoying, but it's so annoying that you have to mute your TV, okay? And this match was kind of whatever. This is pretty much from last week, so once again, we get repeats of what we saw last week again. Oh, you're going to see a lot of that throughout the night, too. But, pretty much, Rush got in. He knocked Corbin off the top rope. Lashley held him up as, Corbin, not Corbin, why am I saying Corbin? Rush pretty much, Lashley held Balor. Rush started slapping Balor, so this is the man, this is Lashley and everything, which I know now people want to see. And I would like to see this, but I know it's not going to happen. I would like to see a Lio Rush versus Finn Balor match. That would be really good. But knowing them, they're not going to put a cruiserweight against a heavyweight. I'm sure people are going to say Balor looks like a cruiserweight. I don't really know how much Balor weighs right now, but he's not that big of a dude. But that'd be a fantastic match over there if it did it, okay? But I don't think that's going to be happening really at all, to be honest. But we're trying to make Lashley look like a heel right here, and Rush is just obnoxious as hell and everything, so they did that. They didn't talk about Evolution, saying the word historic a million times in this entire show. They then went to Corbin talking to Lashley and Rush as they were looking for him. As I said, they were so impressed by what Lashley did to Balor, because Corbin got tired of Balor, even tried to mess with him after they were helping Corbin to the back, that he is now in the World Cup tournament, and he will replace John Cena, which pretty much now is confirmed. John Cena will not be here. John Cena and Daniel Bryan have said they did not want to go to the Saudi Arabia thing for the crown jewel. That was announced last week. It's official. They're still going. WWE wants that blood money, or if I say a Busta Rhymes song, they want that A-Rap money, okay? So you knew this was coming. Cena low-key Cena didn't want that. Cena was, for real, Cena was not fucking with this shit. He was not. And I will say it may be going the same for Daniel Bryan. So John Cena automatically out. And then Corbin say, what did John Cena even do to even compete in this tournament? Listen, I've said that over a week or two ago. What did he do to compete in this tournament? They just put him in because he's John Cena. That's why. Okay? And, the rumor was Lashley anyway, so there you go, okay? But Cena, I'm sure he didn't want nothing to do with it, and I think he's just trying to keep a low profile. I know he's not in WWE that much nowadays, and he's out there in Hollywood making some movie. Maybe he didn't really want to mess up his image, or have a PR nightmare or whatever, so he ain't going. Now as for Daniel Bryan, will he not be going? We may find that out tomorrow. They'll probably do some angle with him and AJ, or someone attacks him and he'll get replaced, and someone else will get the WWE title shot against AJ Styles at the Crown Jewel on Friday. So I could see that coming. Cena wasn't rock with it, which I don't blame him in a way. I wouldn't want to mess with them folks over there too. Them folks shady as hell over there. Come on, they killed a reporter and just, chopped his body up and left him in a garden, all dismembered and stuff. I wouldn't want to go to that country. There's too much bullshit going on anyways. But WWE has a lot of money in it. 10-year deal. Blah blah blah. It's a lot of controversy. People kept booing at Crown Jewel throughout the night, even at Evolution the night before too. So there you go. It's like Cena. There you go. Cena was not fucking with this shit. He ain't not want to fuck with this pay-per-view, and he don't want to be in that. Can you blame him in a way? They even went to talk about Evolution again, which now they said at Survivor Series, even though it's 3 weeks build, and I know who's mostly gonna win, and I can see now why they did this. It will be Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch. I'm glad they're finally giving Ronda Rousey some better competition around here, because they've given her too many bullshit opponents ever since he's been here. They actually given her some competition against Becky Lynch. They then went to a promo with both of them. They did Evolution, even though they kept saying, champ, I'll be seeing you, champ. That's what they kept saying. Sure, they could have done Charlotte and Ronda Rousey, but they want to wait till WrestleMania to do that shit. They want to wait till WrestleMania. You know it. You know they do. You just know they do. Like, it's coming. It'll be at Mania. So, they're going to do it Becky. And I don't think Becky's going to beat Ronda Rousey. But, hell, she'll put on one hell of a fight out there. I'll give her that. She put a hell of a fight last night with Charlotte in that damn last woman standing match, which was great. Yeah, it was a lot of botches, but hell, still great out there. But that's something that is someone generally to look forward to for Survivor Series. Really, I can say it'll be better than Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss last year at Survivor Series. Okay. Next, 10 women tag, which people are now saying they talked about Evolution the night before. Now we've gone back to sticking the women in the same tag match just to throw them out there. But Trish Stratus, Lita, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya versus the Riot Squad. Alicia Fox, Mickie James Bliss was out there. 10 woman tag, of course, Spot Fest. Really, what is there really much to say about this? I know there's a lot of complaints. You want to talk about Evolution, but now you're going back to the status quo. But like I said before beginning this video, it's back to business with Raw, okay? And this will probably be the last time we will see Trish and Lita compete in a while, which I will say the poetry in motion does not look good. But I did kind of get a kick of, Bayley and Sasha, kind of, doing the same moves as Lita and Trish and everything, kind of imitating each other's moves. I'll admit that was pretty good. I will say that. Lita, I will say at least she got a good moonsault this time and everything. It didn't look bad that she was going to break her neck for the win. Bayley doing a elbow, and they both did a twisted fade, and Sasha and Trish, which I still think it should have been Sasha and Trish at Evolution. That would have been great. That would have been a great match. But hey, this is WWE for you. But overall, Trish and them won. It's always good to see Trish and Lita. I still like them. They still can go. They were able to go last night. Like I said, I would like to see more and more of that if I could. But we know what this was. This was for Evolution. They got the win. So hey, status quo as usual, and I guess probably move on to the same thing next week. That's what I can really take from this, because I want to even the damn heart attack clothesline in there too. No, Natalya got the win. Why did I say Lita got the win? I'm sorry if let me rewind myself. Natalya got the win. Okay, let me get my thoughts back together. Natalya won with the sharpshooter on Fox. So sorry if I fucked up saying Lita won with a moonsault. So it's best I say that now after continuing into this video here. They then went to Nia Jax, which, God, why did she win that Battle Royale? Just backwards booking. But she says she's going to face Rousey, but since Ronda Rousey is, busy with Becky Lynch and Survivor Series, she's going to have to wait for a minute. Ember Moon talked about capturing lightning in a bottle last night in the Battle Royale. And, Jax says he respects you. She respected her, but I won my match, okay? Which she does have a point. At least she did win the Battle Royale, so why are you kind of even here? And, Moon says, I respect you, but how about I respect you more if you challenge me to a match? But Jax says, you may have caught lightning in a bottle, but she says she's going to beat her. So, that's going to go. Face Elias. Face Elias, I guess now, was in the ring with his guitar, and he talked about the truth shall set you free. He talked about being in Charlotte, and Ric Flair wanted to hang with him and everything. Before he can get up to his song, he talked about Corbin. He had a song for him. He took his guitar, told a fan not to cry because you're going to get that performance. Dana Brooke, which I thought this was funny, asked Elias if he could play a song for her. Elias says, for you? Nope. See ya. Get the hell out of here. You ain't getting no song, okay? No song. He then went to Corbin's door, and Corbin opened up. He started playing the song then, and he talked about being Corbin and Stephanie's pretty much bitch. Jinder Mahal, for some odd reason, jumped Elias, and Corbin pretty much started holding his ribs, coming out, says, you know what, your match is up next with Jinder Mahal. Elias beat Jinder Mahal. Whatever. Who cares? Jinder, by God, this man. It's crazy how this man was once the WWE champion on SmackDown a year ago. Or is it earlier in the year? I'm sorry, last year. It's amazing. This guy. What? Talk about a guy falling from grace. Talk about a guy that's really fallen. Jinder Mahal, WWE champion last year. Jobber again. But like I said, Elias, he got the win. They actually have, I guess I can say, you know, for the World Cup, the brackets I see now: Rollins versus Lashley, Angle versus Ziggler, Hardy versus Miz, and Mysterio versus Orton. They did went to Kurt Angle. They had a whole video package for him. He was in the gym saying he was going to win the World Cup because people saying he can't do anything, but he's going to prove why he's the best in the world. Which I can't say Kurt Angle is like one of the only ones that have actually said more about this World Cup and him wanting to win to prove something here, why he's still one of the best in the ring. So at least he's really trying to get this over. I'll give him that. He is just doing his he's doing his best to get it over. I can say that. Just trying his best to get this over. But moving on from that, the Ascension, who were already in the ring. Triple threat tag. Talk about the status quo again. Gable and Rude had a long entrance, I felt like. They then went to Authors of Pain, AOP and Rockstar Spud. My God, the entrances was probably longer in this match. All I know is that Rude pretty much he got the pin on Victor after they did a Chaos Theory German suplex neck breaker. AOP attacked both of them, leaving everybody in the ring. So does this get them a title shot maybe? I don't know. Does it? I honestly don't know. They also played, I know they I would say they talked about Roman a lot throughout the night. I will say that. And then, I want to say something because I was reading on Twitter and this was an interesting fact I'm going to get into. And, the crowd chanted Roman, because they showed him going to a hospital visiting kids and people, chanted his name. Somebody had pointed this out that WWE were playing a lot of Roman tonight. Even when he's not here, they're playing more. Which I get his support, they're supporting him and, his battle with leukemia because they played it, multiple times. But someone said that a majority of the show has just been Roman video packages. It's like we know he's sick, but somebody even pointed it out saying that they kept playing all this to try and get him over. And I kind of thought about that. So you know what? They played a lot of video packages. Like they did as they really did. Was it though? I don't know. But they were. When I kind of looked out the show, there was a lot of Roman video packages. I'm not saying there's something wrong, but I thought it would have been at least one or two, and that'd be it. There was like a majority of this throughout the show. So, and they kind of got with the Seth Rollins when he came out and thanked everybody for sending the support to Reigns. There was a thank you Roman chant, and he said he was the tag team champion for the third time. But then he went and gets to Ambrose then, and he turned his back on the Shield, and he felt guilt. And he said he felt guilty. And if the stuff he did 4 years ago was something Ambrose could forgive after he betrayed the Shield, but he wanted answers, and he didn't want to wait. He didn't call the text because he wanted him on Raw. Ambrose's music hit. He didn't come through the stage. He came through the crowd, which the Shield comes from. And Rollins says, why don't you face me like a man and give me my answers? Ambrose said nothing with a smug look on his face. And Rollins said, I put my knife in the back on you guys, but I had the decency to tell you why I turned my back on the Shield. And he told Ambrose to face him like a man. And Ambrose looked like he was going to say something, but he didn't. People then chanted, "You sold out." Who did he sell out to? That's the question. Who did he sell out to? Who did he sell out to? I'm serious. What did Dean Ambrose actually sell out to? Who did he sell out for? When you look at it, who's the person he sold out to? So that doesn't make a lot of sense. He's got to sell out for somebody. I don't know who, but he had to sell out for someone. It's just kind of strange. Did he sell out for? So I kind of question that logic there. Yeah, that was strange. Yeah, I must be tripping, but yeah, I must be tripping right there. But like I said, from a logic standpoint, not logic standpoint, but who did he sell out for though? But Rollins pretty much told Ambrose that you're really a cold-hearted bastard. Like, why would you do it on the most emotional night when Roman's not here and he has to go battle leukemia, as Rollins said? And he says, in the history of the Shield, why would you do this? But now he says he's going to make Ambrose's life a living hell. And he says, maybe it's not a nickname. You're just a soulless lunatic. Ambrose looked like he was going to come down, and, Seth says, I'm going to go after you. I'm going to beat it out of you. But Ambrose walked out of there then, which we're going to play this out. Leave the fans wanting more. Keep Ambrose silent. Keep him not saying nothing, which is good, okay? That is good. Don't let him say anything, all right? But, Rollins, pretty much he had some good mic work out there. Like I said, this should have been the beginning of the show before. That's what I said. If you play this angle up like it's that big on the show, put it at the beginning of the show. Let the crowd tune in to see something big. Don't wait 2.5 hours in the show when there's already a lot of crap on this show and you want to expect people to wait all night for this thing to go down, okay? So, that's why. They didn't went to interview Lashley and rushed in the back as, they talked about Lashley's going to be the best in the world, so whatever. Nia Jax went against Ember Moon. I can't say it was nothing really that bad from it. But, pretty much Tamina's music hit. Nia Jax looked at it and was distracted, so was Ember Moon. But Jax took down Moon and hit her with the leg drop for the win. Her and Tamina had a stare down. So, what is this going to be, a team? Or is it going to be Nia Jax versus Tamina? Is that where we're going this? So I don't know where Moon stands and all this, unless they're going to both beat her up. But I don't know, something odd about this whole story now. So it's like, because then they're like, why was Moon even in her, messing with Jax earlier? It kind of made her come off as a heel or a sore loser. Because, Nia Jax did win. So it's like, why are you in my mic time and stuff? So who's really heel, who's face? Or is it going to be a team? I don't honestly know. Like, who really knows? I don't know where this is going, and I guess they're really trying to make Tamina into something, both her and Nia Jax, unless it's some team, because I don't think both women are really good in the begin with. I don't really think Nia Jax won that Battle Royale in the begin with, but both of them made it to the end, and it's like I said in the video yesterday from my Evolution review, Samoan, and multiple other reasons. Don't believe me? Look it up. Next, I should say a debut, but I guess since we need to bring cruiserweights up finally, the Lucha House Party was brought up. Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and Gran Metalik. They went against the Revival. Oh my God, that fuck the Revival thing just comes in handy every time. You want to talk about a team getting buried right here? By God, once again, we buried the Revival. We buried the freaking Revival again, folks. They had the job to the Lucha House Party, okay? They jobbed to the Lucha House Party, okay? And I guess, what, are we bringing cruiserweights up now, or do we need, well, I guess they're in the tag division, okay? They're the tag division. This tag division's already dead, and you pretty much, that's the way, it's really dead. And here's another example: you killed the Revival. They're pretty much double to triple dead right now. This team should be on top, really, but they got them jobbing anybody. You job them to the B team, now you job them to the Lucha House Party. So I guess we're gonna make Kalisto and them a name now on here. Which honestly, I didn't know what they've been doing on 205. I know they're a team and stuff, but I don't keep up with 205 all the time. So I don't know what they're doing, okay? And the tag team division is already booked horribly in to begin with, so I guess they needed more teams. So let's bring up the Lucha House Party. Something. Ziggler and McIntyre came out, as McIntyre said, he has the tension at the WWE Universal Championship match at Crown Jewel, as Ziggler said he was going to win the best in the world. Yes, he looked up to Kurt Angle, but he wanted to have an exhibition tonight, and it was against Cruz. Dolph Ziggler won. Super kick. Next thing you know, I should say the ending segment. Say what you want, and I did, so still was a good crowd tonight, but say what you want. Again, the Attitude Era guys are more over than a majority of the roster, okay? D-Generation X, Undertaker, and Kane, they are more over than the main roster. Undertaker and Kane come out. Even when Undertaker did say Crown Jewel, people kind of booed. But, Undertaker is going to do his entrance, which I will say he had his gear, Ministry of Darkness. I mean, got to point that out. A little bit from his 2010, 2011 gear, if you ask me, when he was wearing that hooded robe like thing. I do remember him wearing that multiple times. Even I think it was 2012 and 13 too, if I'm not correct. So I've seen Undertaker wear that ministry gear before and recently in the past year. So, but he went on to say they're gonna take the battered souls of DX, put them in the gates of hell, and Kane says, they are going to have a slow and agonizing pain. And Undertaker says, it wouldn't be the end of an era, it would be the end of their eras. And that Kane said this Friday, that's going to be on Friday, but tonight they're summoning DX to the ring. Undertaker said that they will never rest in peace. DX's music hit. Triple H comes out with the glow sticks and throws it to the ground, where Shawn Michaels. Kane tries to go after Triple H. Shawn shows up out of nowhere, Sweet Chin music's Undertaker to the ground, tells him to suck it. DX streamers tell both the Brothers of Destruction to suck it. Taker rises up, his music plays. DX looks concerned, which I thought would have been cool if all of DX would have kind of came in and jumped them. No, that would have been something a little bit different. But they're not going to bring back the Outlaws and X-Pac, so I don't see that coming at all. Which I thought it would have been different if they just had all of DX screw the Brothers of Destruction, but that's not going to happen. So they pretty much went on to that. Once again, promoting Crown Jewel, making this the biggest match they have on there. Listen, I wish they would have made a bigger deal of Shawn Michaels' in-ring return, but they didn't really do that, okay? Like I said, they're probably the most over thing on this show. A majority of this show was still bad. Like I said before, this is business as usual. People still boo at this Crown Jewel stuff because they do not care, okay? They don't care. And they were gonna go regardless. It's money. It's always been about the money. And there you go. They're gonna get the money out of this, and whatever this weird 10-year deal is with these people down there, okay? But like I said, overall, this show just felt like it dragged on, and I got bored throughout points in time. The only thing you could really say that is worth talking about is the Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose promo, which I still think it should have been in the end. DX and the Brothers of Destruction, take what you want to go from that. It's still technically somewhat of a highlight of a night, even though people don't give a fuck about Crown Jewel. They are going to put over Undertaker, Kane, Brothers of Destruction, and DX no matter what. Okay, and maybe Brock and Strowman, but that was just kind of there to be there because of the match this Friday. This was a go-home show, folks, okay? And like I said, they put more promotion and time into Crown Jewel than they did Evolution, okay? You don't believe me? Check out my Evolution review, and you can go on from there and say that, because they were really still trying to promote that and say it was the most historic thing ever, okay? You want to see what I thought about Evolution? Go look at my review. You'll see what I'm talking about when I talked about Evolution. All I can tell you is this. It was a 3-match show. In my opinion, it was a 3-match show, okay? But as for Raw, business as usual. Bullshit, 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 of course. Rematch on rematch, or add another team into a rematch to try to variate the matches in these things, okay? But like I said, and hey, if you want to take another newsworthy thing too, John Cena's out of it, but we already know why John Cena's out of it. He ain't want to go. But hey, we may find out on SmackDown Brian's even still going if they don't write him out tomorrow. We'll see. We will see. And then again, they're not gonna do nothing to John Cena. John Cena's got too much pull in this company. John Cena can damn near do anything he wants. He's not gonna get in trouble with anybody, I feel like. Maybe something, but what the fuck is WWE really gonna do? The guy's damn near Teflon at this point of his career when I think about it. So yeah. But this is my Monday Night Raw review. Comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought about the show. Check out my review for Evolution. Please comment, subscribe, and tell me what you thought about that show as well, okay? So I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace. I am going to check out this Hardy Halloween thing, so it's the closest thing probably to the Broken Universe, and I'm going to see what goes on from there and probably hit up on some Assassin's Creed or some shit. But I am out of here. Check out my reviews. I'm out. It's me, the HOD, coming in the news and the reviews. You know I am. You know what I do. Came and I saw. This is Monday Night Raw. Gotta keep a full head of steam. Hey, because guess what, folks? This week is Halloween. So I am out of here. See you guys later, and peace out. Comment and subscribe.